Start right out with our first guest, and David Lewis is with me. David is my favorite animal communicator, and with him he's brought his favorite guest for the day.
Oh yeah,
Dezzy.
this is Dezzy. She is 6 years old.
Hey Dezzy, come on over here.
She was just spayed the other day, and Anne, I really believe that if you believe that angels come down and take on fur in order to help people and love people in the world, this she is definitely one. This girl is perfect. She gets along with everybody. She gets along with children. She gets along with cats, dogs. They had a ferret where she used to live. She got along with the ferret. I mean, she's perfect. She's totally housebroken. She loves car rides.
And this is the first time you've met her?
First time I met her, yeah.
And what'd she tell you?
She's eager to have another family. She kind of got taken, unfortunately, because of circumstances beyond their control, but she's very well adjusted. She's not shy. She came into the shelter. She was fine the minute she got there, and she's eager to have another family. I really believe that she's here to give love, and somebody would be very lucky.
She seems to be a gentle dog.
Totally, yeah.
And loving.
Yeah, and she wasn't too rambunctious. She didn't jump on anybody, but she did go make the rounds.
She did check everybody out.
Say
she
hello
wants to say,
to a bunch
do I
of
want
people?
you for my new human companion or not?
Oh,
right?
She's great. She's really amazing.
And how can someone adopt her if they'd like to adopt her?
Contact the Animal Protective Foundation in Glenville. Okay. They have a website. It's animalprotective.org.
We've got that right up on the screen.
Right, yeah. And her picture will be on there. But I would say if you are looking at her and thinking about it, get a move on, because I don't think she's going to last very long.
No, not when you get a really friendly dog like her. And not only that, she's short-haired and she's just a love.
And she's in good health for a 6-year-old. She acts like a 2-year-old.
Yep.
For being 6.
Without all the chewing, probably. So.
Right. No, she never destroyed anything. I mean, she's really amazing.
Good dog. Yeah. I love the look of the dog. It's sleek and just pretty.
She says she's a lab mix. I'm not sure.
Well, you put lab in any dog and you got a sweetheart.
Well, you should have seen. I wish that I could have gotten a film in here, but I didn't meet her till this morning. But they took the leash off her in the community room there at APF, and she bounces around like some kind of I don't know what, like a 6-month-old puppy. She kind of flops.
But she's good with children.
Oh yeah.
And with cats, with other dogs, with ferrets. If you have a ferret,
yeah.
Every house has a ferret, right?
Yeah, right.
And I'm not so sure how she is with mice, though. But maybe that'll good. And since you're an animal communicator and you kind of got a feel for this dog, you got a story for us today?
Oh, I would love to. I've been thinking about this. Years ago, I worked with a family on Cape Cod, and there was a husband and wife, and they had maybe 3 or 4 dogs and several cats. And we did a session where
kind of people.
Yeah, I was on the phone with them. I was here in Averill Park where I live, and on the phone, and they have a dog named Drake. Drake was a hound, and he was long, and that served him because he liked to jump up on the counter and steal food. Okay. And his mom, Dorian.
Not unknown to many owners,
right? Imagine, right? Yeah. So she said, can you talk to him about that? So I asked Drake about it, and Drake showed me, he said how much he loved people food. He loved everything about it. He loved the smell, he loved the taste, the texture, the variety, everything. He just loved people food. And I said, well, that's great. I can relate. I love people food too, But,
and they communicate with you through pictures.
Pictures, feelings, different things, yeah. A whole variety of things. And so I said to him, well, here's the thing, when you take food off the counter, it kind of ruins all of the food. Like once you take a bite, or lick it or pull it, then that ruins everything. Yeah. I says, and your mom would prefer that you not do it. And it was very interesting. He came up with a solution, which they often do as well. Drake said to me, he says, well, how about, he says, I'd be glad to stay off the counter, but do you think she'd be willing to give me a sample of everything that she cooks? Okay, so I checked with Dorian, and she said, oh, that's fine. That's great. And starting that day, after we got off the phone, for the rest of his life, he never jumped on the counter, and she gave him samples of the things that she was cooking. Sometimes she'd forget. He never forgot, but sometimes she would forget, and he would sit there very patiently, and sort of like, hello, food. And then she'd go, "Oh, Drake, I'm sorry, I forgot. Let me go get the beef stroganoff or whatever, and give you a little taste of it." And it works. This is the kind of thing that happens when you communicate on a certain level, and you can get.
Well, you can't fight with your animals. I don't think you can fight with them. You've got to kind of work with them, because they're not going to change a whole lot because of their nature. But
Well,
the idea, you can communicate with them.
You'll never win a power struggle. I tell people it's easier to ask for help than it is to tell them what to do. But now the funniest thing, you talk about a picture, okay? While we were doing this session, I'm talking to Dorianne, and Drake kept showing me a picture of something on a table, and it was like a dessert, and it was kind of a mound, and it was white. I didn't know if it was whipped cream or meringue or what. But he kept showing me this picture of himself looking at this with longing, okay? So I said to Dorianne, I said, "What is he looking at?" And she said, "Well, he's not in the room with me right now, so I don't exactly know." But it turns out her husband was in the room with him, and it was a yogurt pie on top of the table.
And you got that image?
He showed me
yogurt
It's a
pie.
two-way thing. It's not, it's psychic. It's not quite accurate, because I'm not going into their brains and taking stuff.
No.
They're showing me stuff, and he was, and there it was, and it was a yogurt pie.
So it was, the image did come through.
White thing on the table.
One of the things with these, the animals, we talk about working with them, and also the idea of giving them people food. I talked to a veterinarian once, and he said there's nothing wrong with giving people food to an animal, because you know what's in it, usually.
Right.
But the main thing is that you don't give them junk foods.
Right.
And that's the important thing, is if you can give them a little beef stroganoff, I'm sure they'd be pretty happy with that, right?
Yeah.
So how do you, now you mentioned that you communicated with the dog over the phone? How did you do that?
Well, I like to use a photo to tune in.
Okay.
I don't necessarily need one, but I like one. And I think it's better when I have one.
You
I
can
can say,
focus.
this is who I tune into the picture. And the energy, the energy of the animal is available through photo. I know it's crazy, but
No, I mean, it works, obviously. Now, one of the things that I was wondering about was, you talked about this is an animal behavior. Have you ever had an experience where you've been able to help people and the animal in a health way?
Health-wise?
Health-wise.
Oh, I constantly, I have, I guess they would call it like a medical intuitive. When I tune into an animal, if they have a physical problem, I feel it in my body.
You can feel it through the dog.
I can feel the toothache or the sore arm or whatever. Yeah, I have a friend who, she told me years ago, I went and worked with her Labrador, and it was a puppy. And I said, he's got a pain in his elbow. And she said she was skeptical. Okay, she went to the vet, they couldn't find anything. 6 months later, he was having elbow surgery, okay? He had a bone chip in the elbow, and it was moving around, and it only hurt when it was in certain, spots.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I just
incredible.
show up, it is incredible, and it's the sweetest thing.
Do you give any lectures, or do you give any talks?
I do a lot of talks. If anybody out there is part of a rescue group, or a shelter, I do a lot of the talks for benefits for these groups, okay? And then they can charge what they want, and then they raise some money.
And they raise the money.
And then I spread the word, and so yeah, I had a bunch of them in the fall, and I'm sure once the weather,
Oh yeah, well the weather
warms
gets
up
better.
a little bit, I'll be doing a bunch more.
And Dezzy's looking for a home. So if you are looking for an animal that would be a really kind of nice to have in your home, and does she need a lot of room?
No. She doesn't like to sleep on the floor. They said she'll arrange her blankets in a bed, and I think she likes to cuddle, so I think
She's
she'd
a
probably
cuddler.
sleep on the bed.
And I love to sleep with the dog.
She
so
doesn't
that's,
do any, doesn't do any damage to anything when you're not home. She's not neurotic in any way. I mean, she's very, very
well adjusted.
well adjusted, yeah.
So you can adopt this dog. Now, you can't adopt it for free. You will have to pay a little something for it. And in doing so, you are supporting all the programs at the Animal Protective Foundation. They're located at 53 Maple Avenue in Glenville. And stop by there. And of course, they're always looking for items in their office or for the dogs that you might be able to help them with. And you can go to their website at www.animalprotective.org,
Right.
and you can check that out to find out what list. And you know, with people doing spring cleaning in the winter, they want to clean out stuff. See if there's something that you have there that you might be able to donate to them, because it's a wonderful organization. I want to thank you so much, David, for being here, and you're going to be here next month too.
See you again.
Maybe
yeah.
another good story.
We'll see who we have. Oh yeah, I got
Yeah,
stories.
Good. And they got cats.
And I got great animals too.
Yeah, they got cats over there too.
Yeah.
All right, always cats. See.
Oh yeah.
See what you can get.
Lovely cats. Yeah, they showcase them all on the website. The pictures of them. So
Take a look at their website, and you'll find out there might be something just special for your home. So, thank you for watching this segment.